ambitious girl. You're just small time.
Welcome to GameSpot Live. I'm Greg Kasavin, standing in for Eric Wolpaw, who reviewed Grand Theft Auto 3 for us. Since its release last October for the PlayStation 2, Grand Theft Auto 3 has quickly become one of the most popular games ever made. As the first Grand Theft Auto game not released for the PC initially, needless to say, PC players have been waiting for the game ever since it came out. It was especially anticipated since Grand Theft Auto 3 is a much better game than its predecessors. Though like the other games, it lets you go on a free-form crime spree, basically in what acts like a realistic city. It became the best-selling video game of last year despite some serious competition from really excellent video games like Halo and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and it earned a lot of awards even though it also garnered some criticism just from the mainstream press, which saw this kind of violent-looking game and didn't know what to make of it. The PC version of Grand Theft Auto 3 is basically a straight port of the PS2 version, though it has a few small changes. The basic appeal of GTA 3 isn't just the kind of the mobster violent content, but rather just the ageless fascination that a lot of people have for doing things like, blowing up model airplanes with firecrackers or running model trains into each other and performing kind of these small disastrous wrecks or burning little army men figures and things like that. It's just the game itself is kind of this playground for creating mayhem. It's a controlled environment in which you could pretty much do whatever you want. You play as a character who can run around on foot and cause havoc, pretty much steal any car you see, and then once you hop in a car you can drive around and cause even more havoc that way, cause huge pile-ups and do all kinds of fun things like that. The game takes place in a huge realistic city and you could do pretty much whatever you want, although at any given point you'll have one or several different missions available for you that advance the plot of the game and also just challenge you to perform some more specific objectives rather than the free-form kind of stuff that you could do. When you're not going on missions, you could do stuff like take over cabs and drive people around and make money that way, or take over police cars and earn money by going on vigilante missions, or even drive people back to the hospital in an ambulance. There are also a bunch of other kind of free-form modes in the game, like different street races that you could go on, and a lot of hidden bonuses that you could find. So the game really rewards exploration and experimentation and generally allows you to play however you want. That's really the main focus of the game and the main appeal of it. The PC port supports some really high resolutions and sports cleaner and brighter textures than the PS2 version, although the actual polygon counts on the models aren't really changed and the view distance is about the same as on the PS2 version, so you get some graphical pop-up and some of the characters look kind of blocky. So arguably the game actually ends up looking a bit worse than the PS2 version, though it still looks clean and attractive and sports some really great physics for whenever cars run into each other and stuff like that. Also, we tried running the game on a system with the recommended requirements and got some really poor performance out of it. A faster system ran the game much better, but if you only meet the recommended requirements, let alone the minimum requirements, you might want to watch out for that. The audio for the game is as good as ever. There's a really great effect that whenever you get into a car, you'll hear the radio playing. They're one of several different radio stations in the game that you can listen to, including a really funny talk radio, a classical station, a rap station, and other things. And one of the new features is that you could put your own MP3s into the game and listen to a station that consists of those. The voice acting during the cutscenes is also excellent. The publishers also managed to get some really big-name voice actors to play as some of the starring roles for the cutscenes, including guys like Joe Pantoliano and Kyle MacLachlan, so that's really a nice touch. Another feature added to the PC version of GTA 3 is an instant replay feature, where at any point you can hit a button and you'll see a replay of the last 30 seconds of the action. That's something the PS2 version could have really used, since GTA 3 just tends to have a lot of really exciting, amazing moments happen in it, just that aren't scripted. Things just suddenly happen a certain way, and it's really cool. Unfortunately, the replay feature just doesn't work out quite that well. You can't do anything with the camera, and saving additional replays will overwrite previous ones. So the feature is kind of tacked on. It's really not that great. More importantly, though, the PC version adds the ability to look around using the mouse, Obviously on the PlayStation 2 you had to play using a gamepad, and that made for some awkward situations while running around on foot. Now on the PC, when you're running around on foot, you can play it, you know, as though it were a first-person shooter or a game like Max Payne. It's something that makes controlling the game on foot much easier, and for those who like the original control scheme, there's still the option to revert back to that. There's really not much left to say about Grand Theft Auto 3. It's a game that's so popular that it's worked its way into our own popular culture. It's a game pretty much everyone has heard about, and it's a really impressive game. That's why we all know about it by now. So if by some chance you haven't had a chance to experience the PlayStation 2 version and you want a really outstanding action game for your PC, and your system meets the requirements, then you need to check out Grand Theft Auto 3.